ask you something that's going around right now. A lot of this conversation about President Biden getting criticized from both sides of the aisle for pardoning his son Hunter after repeatedly saying he would never do it. And a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, et cetera, as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, you know, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, you know, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, you know, whether or not, you know, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy, and they were saying that, you know, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him. That's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, oh, you know, nobody's above the law, I respect, you know, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed his mind.
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a sudden?
No, I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over. And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. Listen, they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. He don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning Hunter Biden.
But you sound like you're
mad.
No.
If I can get in on this, I actually think it went further, and this is one thing we really disagree on. Joe Biden made a point of saying we stand by our institutions and the impartiality of the Department of Justice.
Yes.
Democrats ran on that. The same DOJ indicted Hunter Biden. We shouldn't be saying it's corrupt like Donald Trump does. But then in his statement pardoning Hunter Biden, he says that it was a political pursuit by his own Department of Justice.
Can you explain to me why it is that when
Whoopi full of it. Whoopi is FOS, and Biden, he basically CYA'd. He covered his ass. That's what he did. Think about this, man. Hunter Biden just received a blanket pardon that covers a decade. Think about that, man. Now, I'm no political aficionado. I'm not out here saying that I got a degree in political science or anything along those lines, and to be honest with you, I'm glad I don't. But I've never heard of a pardon like this. I'm not saying it had never been done. I'm not saying that it can't be done. But as long as I have been living and paying attention to what's going on politically and looking at pardons, I have never seen someone pardon someone, not only for crimes that they committed, but they pardon them for crimes that they haven't even been charged with yet. I've never seen anything like it. And the fact that Whoopi is out here trying to stand on this quote unquote moral high ground that Charlamagne mentioned. I'll never call that dude the G. He is definitely Charlamagne, just Charlamagne. If anything, we call him Charlamagne the Fry, but I digress. She's standing out here like, come on, man. This dude told us that, hey, we're going to let the justice, do what it do. We're not going to get in the way, or anything along those lines. And Charlamagne is absolutely right. He should have just said nothing. So therefore, there'd be no standard to hold him against. But Joe Biden is who he is. This president, no different than a whole host of presidents out there, has lied a lot. And the reason why they couldn't come out or chose not to come out and say, hey, I don't care if he is convicted, I'm going to pardon him anyway, because they were running an election. And what they were really hoping is that Kamala wins, Biden doesn't have to pardon him, and she can do it. That's what they were hoping. But that didn't happen, so he had no choice but to get out there and make this happen. This is a case of cover your ass. This is what this is. Because this Biden family, a lot of people call them the Biden crime family, they're corrupt as all get out, man. And the fact that Whoopi Goldberg is defending this foolishness, tells you everything that you need to know, not only about her, but the rest of these cackling hens on this daggone show. This is hands down one of the worst shows on TV. It's flat out ridiculous, man.
Joe Biden does something.
Yeah.
Everybody clutches their pearls. He's wrong.
Nobody
he lied.
has criticized Donald Trump more than me or Charlamagne.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more. I've criticized him more. We've all criticized him more, but you're missing my question.
Okay.
My question is, what is it that makes people flip out with Joe, but we don't have the same kind of thing?
Well, I don't think people are flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right? We've turned political parties into teams. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Ain't nobody more delusional than me, right? Okay? I feel like we're going to the Super Bowl
Cowboy fans are definitely delusional.
every year, but I'm not delusional. Well, no, that is delusional. But when it comes, but when it comes to political parties, if you pick a side, right? If you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about
That's
anything.
why I'm an independent.
Yes,
Facts.
And I think that's the best way to go.
None of those ladies are independents. And he's absolutely right. The one thing I will say, about conservatives typically are more, what's the word I'm looking for? They look at things a little more objectively. Democrats, they are, hey, you got to get all the way in with everything that they believe in, or you'll be ostracized from the party. I don't care. There is no way they were going to come out and say anything negative about Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, nothing. They wouldn't do it. They would not do it. They are afraid to be objective. Matter of fact, they're afraid, honestly, to just do their jobs. Their job on this show right here and so many other, quote unquote journalists on mainstream media, outlets, really and truly, they're not journalists. They're just propagandists. But I digress. They refuse to be objective and call it how they see it for fear of being ostracized by the party, losing access to the party. These people are outrageous, man. They're ridiculous. And the American people, they have woken up to this. And that's why Kamala Harris was rejected the way that she was rejected. And more people are going to continue to reject the Democrat Party for this same very reason.
That's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
But why can't you say when
Yes, they are.
Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats are
So you
wrong.
don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't.
don't.
And can I
Well,
just point this out to you? The president has a part in power,
you're
right?
ridiculous.
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg.
Yeah,
I would
right.
never. I said that. I just think that's
Think
ridiculous.
about
Come over
it.
and give
Just
me a
think about
kiss.
it this way. Just very quickly, can you reframe it in this way and think about it maybe in this way? The president has the ultimate part in power. Every president has done this, right?
Yeah.
And so people are saying is that Joe Biden is now a liar, as opposed to Joe Biden is someone who now knows that the person that is going to be in the White House is on a revenge tour and his son is on an enemies list. And so he is using his rightful power, his rightful political power, to pardon his son. Now, is that a lie, or is that perhaps being pragmatic, having a change of opinion, as opposed to the president-elect who has lied almost 40,000 times during his first term?
Well, I can't say what it is because I'm not in
who has the moral high ground? Like, what's the faux outrage?
neither one of them have the moral high ground. That's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. But when you are a diehard Democrat or a diehard Republican, you refuse to be objective about the other party. Like it's like we're watching them do something wrong, but we're making excuses for it.
But we
watch Republicans do things wrong and they make excuses for it. Why can't we just all be objective and call it what it is?
Because it's not balanced.
It's not the same.
But wait,
Exactly. It's because they refuse to do it. They refuse to do it. They have standards for everyone else, but they don't have those same standards for their constituency or their people in their party. They just don't. These people are ridiculous, man. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Wise Reacts. We'll be doing this on a day-to-day basis. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're doing this on a day-to-day basis, man. We're going to cover politics, entertainment, sports. If it's trending, it's popping. We're talking about it, man. I appreciate you guys. Much love. Peace. We'll catch you next time.